Hey everyone, it's Rich Bennett. Can you believe it? The show is turning 10 this year. I am so grateful for each and every one of you who've tuned in, shared an episode, or even joined the conversation over the years. You're the reason that this podcast has grown into what it is today. Together, we've shared laughs, tears, and moments that truly matter. So I want to thank you for being part of this journey. Let's make the next 10 years even better.
Coming to you from the Freedom Federal Credit Union Studios, Harford County Living presents Conversations with Rich Bennett.
Slow pitch or fast
It's probably the least sexy part of the work, and I don't have the answer. It's okay. No. The truth is...
Ever wondered what it takes to rebuild your life when everything falls apart? Stephanie Jackson knows firsthand. After her art career crashed and burned, along with her finances and marriage, Stephanie found herself at rock bottom. But instead of giving up, she transformed her struggles into something extraordinary. In the ashes of her old life, Stephanie created Practical Sanctuary, pioneering a whole new field, sensory interior design. Combining neuroscience, psychology, and art, she designs spaces that don't just look beautiful, they feel right. Her mission? To help highly sensitive and neurodivergent people thrive in environments that truly support focus, healing, emotional regulation, and better relationships. Grab your coffee, whatever you're drinking, just grab it and sit down because you're going to learn a lot about this. I'm going to learn a lot, which is why I do this. And I've never heard of anybody doing this before. So this is going to be fun. How you doing, Stephanie?
I am doing so well, and thank you for that delightful introduction.
Oh, my pleasure. But I got to ask firsthand, though. So the art career, what type of art career was it?
I was a painter. I was an oil painter.
Oh.
Yes. I got a degree from the San Francisco Art Institute, which, as a fellow artist said, educates feral artists, or they did educate feral artists. They no longer exist.
Feral artists?
Feral artists, yes. They did not teach us how to make money as artists.
Oh.
They just taught us how to trust our instincts and do what we were inclined to do and then defend it.
Okay. They don't teach you that in business management, that's
do
for
not.
sure.
No, they should have had business as a component of that.
Right.
They did not. We were taught to distrust commerce. We were taught to live on almost nothing. That's a direct quote from the head of the institution in the introductory lecture. Someone raised their hand, said, "How do we afford this?" And he said, "Learn to live on almost nothing."
Okay. Well, you know what? I hate to say it, but I think that's with all the arts.
Living on nothing is a good skill.
Yeah.
It is.
It gives you a whole new love for ramen noodles.
Oh, I know 1,001 ways to prepare ramen noodles.
That's how I learned to cook.
Absolutely. You can doctor them up.
Oh,
really
yeah.
Well.
Oh, I know. Rattlesnake's
Yes.
good in it. Oh, never mind.
Yes. So I feel that living on as little as you can is a good life skill for everyone.
Yeah.
It allows you to prioritize what's important to you and not get tied into just running on a treadmill to keep your life going. So it was good advice as far as it went. It should have gone a little further than that. And I have a lot to say about that.
Wow. I'm just, it's kind of funny in a way you think about it, because look how many people like musicians. They go, a lot of them go to college to perfect their trade and everything, and they struggle. That's why you see a lot of them playing the bars and everything, playing the subways.
Yes, any chance
Yeah.
to play.
I look at professional wrestlers that talk about all the time, their times in the indies, living in their car, just trying to make ends meet. It's a lot of people don't realize there are some careers, like an art career,
You have to
and
love it
authors,
more
it's
than
hard.
you love security.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
You
Yeah.
do.
So how long did you do that for?
Decades. I was someone who committed to the arts at an early age and stuck
Okay.
with it. I went to school with a lot of people who were into arts in their undergraduate years, and then they graduated and they hung around for about a year, and then they went back to graduate school for an MBA or an MD or a law degree, because making it up as you go along as an artist is not for the weak. Status is a really powerful attractor. It's a really powerful motive. And I was not interested. I was getting my sense of status internally. And that's one of the things that pursuing that path taught me how to do. Accidentally, really. I was just like, okay, this is what I do. I'm an artist and this is how I do it.
Right.
Just keep making it up as I go along. But when things got really difficult, when things melted down and it became clear to me that the arts as a world, as an organization, as a whole economy, was not giving back what I had put into it. It was not taking care of me. And the further into it I was living in New York at the time.
Oh, God, that ain't cheap.
It was not cheap, and I was getting a good behind the scenes look at the quote unquote New York art world.
Okay.
Which is museums, it's galleries, it's curators, it's critics, it's collectors. The more I saw behind the curtain, the more I realized that it was not about the art and that it was rigged beyond all belief.
Sounds like the music industry and film industry.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Yes. It's actually even worse than music and film.
Really?
Because, there are fewer art collectors. There are fewer people funding the arts than there are people funding music. People are still buying music.
Yeah.
They're still watching film. There are not that many people going to museums anymore.
That's sad.
It is. It's sad. And to be honest, it's almost intentional. Because what I discovered is that the people who are buying and selling art at those crazy, crazy prices that you see that make you think art is worth something, they're money laundering. They are people who are using art to cover financial transactions that they don't want to have looked at too closely.
Okay.
It is really not about the art.
That's wow.
And once I had seen that, I couldn't unsee it.
Yeah.
And I realized I could not create a place for myself with someone with my values in it. And I could not find a place for someone with my values. And frankly, it's a pyramid. It was taking advantage of all the thousands of people who love to make art, who take it very seriously. Freakonomics did a podcast on this, that there are 20 artists that are represented by high-end galleries that are buying and selling their work for high prices. When a new artist gets into one of those galleries, one of the artists gets knocked off. Their prices go down. It's completely controlled.
Wow.
And that's intentional. It is a completely unregulated market. And what is manipulating that market is not about the art experience. You go to a movie, you get an experience, right?
Yeah.
It affects you. It affects your mind. It affects your emotions. It affects your body. Music, you go to a concert, it affects you. You get this experience, you get this connection with other people.
Mm-hmm.
You go into a museum and you see some of this art and you're just like, what is that?
See,
what was that?
but and now there's some people like myself, I can look at a piece of art and I've talked about this several times. I mean, it happens with music, but art especially. I can look at a painting or a piece of pottery or whatever and just pull out different things.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I don't think, it's sad, but I think there's not as many art lovers. Is that the right word? I don't think there's as many people that appreciate art like they used to. Does that make sense?
Yes, I do. That does make sense. When you're thinking about art, you're thinking about, like, for example, a Monet.
Mm-hmm.
You've seen a Monet painting. It's an object and it has what we would call beauty. You have a response to it. That is what most people think of when they think of art.
Yeah.
And that is more or less correct. It's an object with aesthetic characteristics that have an effect. What you're seeing in high-end, quote unquote, high-end modern art museums these days is not that. For example, there is a piece that won a big prestigious prize. The artist, is traded and that they're famous. They sell their work for lots of money.
Right.
And the piece was in the Museum of Modern Art last time I was there. You walk into an empty room and the lights are flicking on and off.
Okay.
And that is the piece. It's an empty room with lights flicking on and off.
What?
That is the entire piece. There's a long essay on the wall, which if you read it, it has like lots of incomprehensible words talking about why this piece is art and what it's doing and all this kind of thing. It's very boring to read. And that is the art.
Somebody with epilepsy better not go into that room.
Yes, indeed. It should also have an epilepsy trigger warning on it.
Yes.
That is true. But, art is all about danger, right? It's ridiculous, Rich. I'm telling you, it's complete BS.
That is ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that.
Yes, it is ridiculous. Yeah, so here I am, all sincere. Like, I'm really trying to create paintings that change human consciousness. This is my avowed goal.
Right.
And I'm walking into this world of bullshit and scamming, which is run by the kind of people that most artists are activists against. It was soul crushing, really, to commit myself to decades of poverty and earnest desire to become better at what I do, an earnest desire to create effective work and to get known for that. And just to walk into this world full of posers, and I'm idealistic and stubborn. And it took me a long time to really understand that that's what I was doing, that I was selling myself for a world that was just not aligned with who I am.
Well, I guess that really explains the starving artist.
It does, yes.
It's funny because, I mean, with our Lions Club, we used to do art auctions. And I've always said what we should do is a starving artist art auction because there's a lot of artists out there that aren't making the money. I've always wanted to do that because I heard of, I don't know if it's an association or what, called Starving Artists, but I've heard of other people doing it. If it's not an association, it should be, because that's I'm sorry, a room of flickering lights is not freaking art. That's a problem with you got an electrical problem.
Bodega on the corner.
It's
like not like it's special. This was back in the aughts. I haven't been to the Museum of Modern Art in New York for over a decade and a half.
I guarantee you, if an electrician went in and saw that, they would. Whose lights would have stopped flickering right away, because they would have got tired and said, I got to fix this. I ain't asking for permission. Oh, my God.
Yeah.
That's sad. That is sad.
It was, so that was kind of the pre-crisis. I was aware that the art world was like this at the point when I had my daughter and the economy melted down, like pretty much simultaneously. So I was in New York, newborn baby. The last thing I did before going into the hospital to have my daughter was write a check on my credit card to pay my rent.
Okay.
And things never got better, because this was the 2008 financial meltdown.
Oh, shit.
Her dad was in the IT consulting industry, and he was consulting mainly in the financial industry. Well, all of the contracts just evaporated. So by the time she was 9 months old, he was working cash under the table, doing odd jobs at a theater for $10 an hour. And I was doing part-time reception work at a spa for $12 an hour. Part-time.
Wow.
Our rent was $1,600 a month. We were on food stamps. We were on WIC. And the last thing that happened was that my car dropped its transmission on the New Jersey Turnpike.
Oh, no.
On the way to Philadelphia on Christmas Day to see his family.
Oh, geez.
So we get to Philadelphia.
You just had nothing but bad luck riding with you.
It was the world telling me, you need to stop this ridiculousness now.
Yeah.
The New York art world is not the life for you, and we're putting a stop to this.
Wait a minute. The car broke down on Jersey Turnpike. Your husband and baby were with you?
Yes. No, we were on our way to see his family in Philadelphia for Christmas.
Okay.
And a month earlier, his mother had taken me aside and said, Steph, if you need a place, you can always move in with me. And I was like, hell no, will never happen.
Right.
A month later, I took her aside and I said, we're moving in.
You didn't want to either. It's also a pride thing, you know?
Oh, so much.
I mean,
so much.
Here you are. You were all gung ho about becoming an artist, and it's like, I mean, I don't know if it was like this if you were not, but like with me, it would have been, well, no, that's saying I failed.
Right.
And I can understand why you're saying, oh, hell no.
Well,
is she a good cook?
It was even more than that. Let's not get into that.
Okay.
I love my ex-mother-in-law.
I was going to say, if it's good food, I'll move in.
Good cook. Yes. I ended up doing most of the cooking. Okay. I ended up pretty much doing everything.
Oh, God.
Yes.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So the three of you moved back in there. And well, you were part-time as a receptionist, but did you give up on your art totally?
For a while, I did.
Okay.
I gave up calling myself a professional artist right off the bat. I had been supporting myself as a massage therapist for about a decade at that point.
Okay.
I had been doing enough massage to keep my lights on and spending the rest of the time on the art.
The lights weren't flickering.
The lights weren't flickering. That is, I was doing a better job than the successful artist at that.
I just had to go there.
Of course you did. It's forgivable, Rich. Thank you.
Oh, God. So a massage therapist for 10 years.
Yes.
And
And
that's what,
I got to Philadelphia. It was, Philly was 3 feet deep in snow that winter. I waded through the snow with my resume in hand and handed it to every spa in Center City. I had a
wow.
job within 2 weeks. My ex decided unilaterally that he was going to be a stay-at-home dad. He didn't
Okay.
ask me. He didn't check our bank account. This was just he just didn't want to work anymore.
Right.
And, a massage therapist and artist does not make enough money to support a family of 3 in a major United States
Yeah.
city. This is just a fact. And I was a massage therapist and artist when he met me. I had given him no reason to expect that I was going to be the sole family breadwinner.
Mm-hmm.
But he just had feelings about working and decided that he didn't want to work anymore. And so he just hid in his mom's basement, played with his daughter. I did the breadwinning. I did the cooking. I did the shopping. I did the doctor's appointments. I did the school research. I did all the things. And he was a lovely older brother to his daughter. He played with her nicely. And he is convinced that he's a good daddy because of that. So I'm in this situation, and anytime I say anything about it, I'm the bad guy, of course.
Right.
I'm oppressing him, and I want him to die of a heart attack, and all of those,
Oh, jeez.
compelling arguments that people can make when they don't want to be held accountable for themselves.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm in this situation, and I'm just okay. I have to solve it. I was looking for better paid jobs all the time, of course,
Right.
but we're in a major recession. You remember what that was like. There were not jobs out there. So at a certain
There
point,
wasn't.
I'm like, I have to learn business skills because I have no other options. I could go back to school, except that my now ex said, "Oh, I'm not going to help you go back to school." I thought I'd go get a physical therapy degree, and that was the shortest path to a sustainable income at that point. But that wasn't going to happen. So I went on the internet. I found some accountability partners. I started learning things about digital marketing.
Okay.
And to my surprise, it's actually really fun. It's creative.
Yes, it is.
I could use, yeah, it's what you do.
Yep.
Yeah. So I just started turning all of my creative skills in that direction. And good marketing is about connecting with people.
Yes.
It's about being interested in people. It's about caring about people. And that was, in a way, the missing element to my art career. When I was making art, I was just making this thing and then trying to sell it. Well, if I can connect with people and then I can help them in some way, they're going to buy my help.
Right.
And that's what massage is about. And I love being a massage therapist because people come to me, and I'm a highly sensitive introvert. I like deep conversations. I like solving problems. So they walk in, and I say, "Where are you hurt? What's going on? How can I help?" And they tell me everything.
Yeah.
And then I do something to help, and they go away feeling better. Like, what's better than that?
It's some fields like that, being a massage therapist, you see with a lot of people that do hair. It's almost like they're a therapist.
Mm-hmm.
And something I've always said, because when I got out of the Marine Corps, I went to Bartending Academy and became a professional mixologist. And one of the first things they told us was, it's number one, you got to constantly keep your hands moving, but listen to your customers, because you're going to be almost like a therapist. And I think that's something all those positions, they need to teach people that.
People need to be heard.
Yeah.
They need to be heard. They need to be seen. No matter what you're doing, if you're
and
hearing
they need
people,
to be responded to their proper way as well. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yes.
I mean, you could save somebody's life. You don't know that.
Yes. And it's often the throwaway thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's not when you're trying real hard and going to be the hero. It's just some random thing that you said
Yeah.
that
Or a
they're going to
smile.
come. Yes. Yeah. Smile at the right moment. Mm-hmm.
Or as a massage therapist, you hit that knot the proper way.
Mm-hmm.
Man,
Yeah. I mean, as a massage therapist, I'm tuning into people's nervous systems.
yeah.
I'm recalibrating their whole nervous system. So they're feeling like a different person when they get off my table.
I tell you, and those of you listening, and if you've never been to a massage therapist, you got to try it, especially if you have any type of stress or whatever. Granted, I don't go to, well, I go to the chiropractor, but they do the massage part as well. It's a big difference. Now, my wife will take the gun to, wait a minute, let me rephrase that. My wife will take the massage gun to me something, but it does, it makes a huge, huge, huge difference. But she won't listen to my problems. So I'm sorry. Go ahead, Steph.
Hey, no, toot my profession all you want.
Yeah, but you're not doing the massage therapy anymore now, are
I do a little bit and I teach.
you? Okay.
Yes.
Wait, you're teaching
but
massage therapy
I am
too?
teaching massage. Yes. Community College of Philadelphia.
Really?
Yes. I want to pass on all of my magic skills before I retire. I need to coach the next generation. This is valuable.
All right. First of all, you got a long time before you can retire. And
or retire from massage. I will not
okay,
be retiring from design for a good
that's one thing I said. I don't care how old I get. I will never retire. I'll be 100 years old and I'll still be doing this.
Same.
Nobody will understand what the hell I'm saying, but that's okay.
I will be doing some form of creative work.
It just
till I die.
It keeps you. I think keeping you busy doing stuff like that keeps you younger.
Yes, it does.
You know, and I've known too many people that have retired and just decided they didn't want to do anything else, and
boom.
Next thing, they die in no time.
Yeah.
You know, I had a good friend of mine who was in the car business for years. He retired from it. I think he's busier now, and he's just volunteering his time, which is great. You know, but yeah, he is doing awesome. So holy cow, almost a half hour talking about just the All right. Now, I know you said you had stopped painting. Are you back to painting now or strictly for your business?
It's for my business. I do a creative thing all the time. I mean, I have a house, and one day I opened the front door and the staircase risers looked really blank. I could see them right from the front door. I was like, I'm going to do something. So I did a mosaic mural up my staircase riser. I have murals all over my house. I garden. I do all kinds of creative things, and I do all kinds of creative interventions for my design clients.
Okay.
I'm also publishing a book this September.
Well, it's called, God, I didn't even get a chance to ask that question. Jeez.
Yeah, I'm actually editing the book right now, and the book will also have images, illustrations. So I use all of my creative skills. If I get inspired to do, a purely joyful creative project like mosaicing the stairs, I will do that. I no longer do it every day with the idea that I'm going to show my work in galleries and sell it and, become, a known household name as an artist. I just do what I'm inspired to do. I don't have I'm not like a machine. Like I'm not a production factory anymore. Like that's how they train you. It's like you're supposed to be obsessed. You're supposed to be doing this all the time and like not care about anything else. And I realize that that's a little bit of a con too. The people who, we can talk about that some other time. But I don't want to go off again.
Oh, God. I have a funny feeling you're going to be on several more times anyways, as it is.
It would be my delight.
And the thing is, if you ever make it down this way, you got to let me know so we can do one in person.
Oh, that would be so much fun.
You
should go to a bar.
All right, wait a minute now. You're scaring me already. I have several of my co-hosts had suggested that we do a podcast going to all the different breweries around here. I was like, are you guys nuts?
Count me in.
By the time we're done, everybody's going,
you'd have to really edit. You'd have to edit that one really well.
Oh, no. There wouldn't be no editing because trust me, I would not be the one drinking. I would and this has happened already. Mm-hmm. One of my co-hosts said, hey man, why don't we do a round table on living a fulfilled life? I said, okay. Mm-hmm. So it was 5 of us, 5 guys. Mm-hmm. And it was the afternoon. So he suggested some bourbon. So I brought some bourbon.
My favorite.
I made all of them old fashions. Yeah. I didn't have any. I didn't drink
naughty.
No. I'm saying I didn't. Okay. Because when I went to edit that episode, somehow or another, his microphone got turned off.
What?
Yeah. So luckily, I was able to pull his voice out from my microphone and another one that he was sitting between. But 8 hours of editing. Oh. Yeah, Joe, I'm calling you out.
Oh my God.
It was hilarious. But when he co-hosts, he's freaking awesome. He's great. And one of the best episodes we've done. Even though
count me in on the next one.
Well, what I'll do, we want to do it, and I say we'll do it if there's a bus company. Well, I don't want to say it's a bus company. There's a company down here called Hartford Brew Tours, where they got a bus and they'll take you to. So I said, if we could do it on that, and then hit the different breweries, I'm fine with that. But all of us driving to the different breweries, no. And then somebody else suggested that we do one strictly on bourbon. That's going to be a good one.
I want to be on that one.
All right. Well, I got to ask you then, what's your favorite bourbon?
It is hard
to pick a favorite.
Yes, it is hard to pick a favorite. Probably, I would say Bullet. It used to be Maker's Mark, but I'm a fan of Bullet. The thing is, I don't have the budget to try the really good one.
Wait a minute, what do you mean the really good one? Such as?
Well, such as like the ones that
like
are more than
$50
a bottle. Not a Pappy Van Winkle. Yeah.
But
my cap is like $35 bottles.
There's a lot of great bourbon you can get for that. And I think that's where a lot of people mess up with when it comes to bourbon. They think your most expensive ones are your best ones, and that's not always the case.
Ooh, I mean, like
Pappy Van Winkle is made by Buffalo Trace. You can get Buffalo Trace a lot cheaper than Pappy, and Buffalo Trace is great. Old Granddad, believe it or not.
Really? Okay.
You get I think it's the bonded and barreled. How do we get on bourbon? Anyways, I mean, and that's probably about $30 a bottle.
Rich, when you come to Philadelphia, there's a distillery called Row House that makes
I've heard
really
about that.
Nice bourbon. I would say that's one of my favorites.
Okay,
one of the pricier ones I've had, but yes, I would say.
Yeah, we for a while we were doing a beer bourbon barbecue group once a month. And everybody would bring a different craft beer. Well, except for the one guy, he always had to have his Coors Light.
Oh, man, my parents raised me on Coors Light.
And then everybody would bring different bourbon. Well, my one buddy brought Canadian Club, or no, not Canadian Club.
Canadian Mist?
God, no, the stuff I used to snort all the time.
What?
That's another story. Crown Royal. I was like,
okay.
Dynamo, Crown Royal is not bourbon. He said, yeah, but it's good. Try it. And it was the Crown Royal Blackberry. Let me tell you something. That mixed with apple cider is very dangerous.
So horrible.
Oh, it's awesome. It was
too much
great.
sugar. Really? Okay.
Oh, well,
Take your
I
word
mean,
for it.
most of the stuff
Yeah.
yeah, but no, and I just picked up the Crown Royal salted caramel.
Mm.
I haven't tried that
Oh,
yet.
okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
put that over ice cream.
Yeah. Oh man. Anyways, let's get off of bourbon. I want to blah, 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 I ran it lips here. I want to talk about the business, Practical Sanctuary, because you're focused on its sensory for neurodivergent. Wow, ran it
Yeah,
lips here.
sensory interior design.
Yeah, man.
Yes.
What was it that triggered your mind to say this is something that needs to be done?
It was the fact that things that seem blindingly obvious to me
Mm-hmm.
are not being addressed. I'm a highly sensitive person. I didn't realize I was highly sensitive until I read a book called The Highly Sensitive Person in the late 90s. And I
Huh.
was like, oh, I'm not sensitive. I'm strong and tough and badass. I took the little test. I tested 99th percentile high sensitivity. When you're
Wow.
highly sensitive, things like noise, acoustic chaos, glaring lights, flickering lights, emotional tension. If someone in the room is upset about something, I will know. I will not be able to relax until I've decided what to do about it. Highly sensitive people are simply taking in more data all
Mm-hmm.
the time than the average person. And we have to use some kind of energy to deal with that.
Right.
Whether it's deciding to ignore it, whether it's deciding to block it out, whether it's going and addressing it, we can't not be taking it in. My late brother in law, who was an architect, was on the autism spectrum. He was
Okay.
a genius. He could visualize 3 dimensions in his head better than a computer. He
Right.
was amazing. And he had all of these quirks. He would take the batteries out of the clocks in the room because he couldn't sleep with the ticking.
Oh
He would
wow.
take the tags out of his clothes because he couldn't deal with having the tag on the back of his neck. He couldn't look you in the eye, or he could, and it was very intense when he did. But he had to eventually develop a hack where when he was talking to you, he'd look at the corner of your eye. So it looked like he was looking at you, but it was just too much for him. All of these things. I didn't realize he was on the autism spectrum for years.
Right.
Neither did my sister. Eventually, we figured it out. And as an architect, he was incorporating the needs of his nervous system into the designs he was making. He would put windows up high so they reflected light off of the ceilings and that you would get the outdoors in, but you wouldn't like be making eye contact with people walking by outside. He had all of
Interesting.
these niches in his rooms that you could be in one room, but you wouldn't have to like see people who were in the same
Right.
room if you didn't want to. All of these different things. What I realized is that when I go into a place and there's flickering fluorescent lights that are humming, you know, like,
Oh, I hate that.
and there's visual chaos, there is acoustic chaos, there's all of these people, and I'm just like, I can't be there. I can't.
Frozen.
I'm exhausted. It's
Yeah.
exhausting. It is so draining. You're in a restaurant like that. You want to connect with people. I want to sit in a restaurant, have a bourbon, have a good conversation with people. Well, if I can't hear you,
Mm-hmm.
we're done. Many autistic people cannot actually track a conversation with that kind of acoustic chaos. I have sat in restaurants with friends who are neurodivergent, and they simply can't, they can physically hear me, but they can't track what I'm saying because their
Right.
brain cannot filter out the
Too ma-
background
yeah,
noise.
too many things to focus on is kind of hard.
Yes. Yes.
Wow.
So there are all of these things that are standard in how we're building buildings. There are standard lighting systems, usually really bright light bulbs pointing straight down, or standard fluorescent fixtures with that flickering, really harsh lighting. There is standard complete lack of acoustic baffling, like no sound absorption whatsoever. There's standard furniture, which is really uncomfortable for people who are neurodivergent, like they will not be able to sit still. There's all of this like visual chaos in classrooms, in healthcare. There are so many elements that make it very, very difficult for people to actually function the way they need to function in that space. If it's a classroom, it's visually overwhelming, it's noisy. 30% of the kids are just going to be completely overwhelmed. They're not going to be able to learn. Hospital, your nervous system heals when you are relaxed. If you walk into a hospital and the ambient vibe is you are about to be tortured, are you going to be able to relax and heal? If you are in the intensive care unit with machines, beep, beep, and lights shining in your face. I visited a friend this year in the ICU. They had her under a Klieg light. I'm like, how is she supposed to sleep? Klieg light in a TV. Your body heals when you're sleeping, and they make it impossible.
Yeah.
All of these things about the built environment obviously causing stress, overwhelm, overstimulation can be changed, but it's not seen as a thing, or wasn't seen as a thing.
That's a shame because it needs to be. And you think
it does.
When you mention the hospital, and you think about even the doctor's offices, when you go there, one of the first things they do is take your blood pressure. Even if you take your blood pressure before you go, it's always higher when you get there.
Right. Yeah. I wonder why.
Yeah. Which is one of the reasons they call, but it's wow. You think about it in the ICU emergency room, it's, in classrooms, I never even thought about all of that. Even I would probably, of course, it's been a long time since I've been in a school and really looked at a classroom, but you have some of these schools which now are strictly focused on kids with different abilities, whether it be autism, Down syndrome, or whatever. I guarantee you those classrooms are probably noisy as hell, got all kinds of stuff on them.
Yeah, no, it's torture. It really is.
Wow. You just had to throw in the flickering lights part, didn't you? I noticed that. You're listening to Conversations with Rich Bennett. We'll be right back. Meet your pet au pair, your pet care partner in Bel Air, Maryland. They're not just pet lovers. They're certified professionals dedicated to giving your pets the best care while you're away. Worried about leaving your furry friend with a neighbor? With your pet au pair, worry no more. They offer peace of mind with their bonded, insured, and background check team trained in pet first aid and CPR for your pet's safety and comfort. Communication? They've got it covered. Quick and easy because your pet au pair knows your time is valuable. Starting is simple. Review the services, get a quote, and schedule a meet and greet. Visit belaireaupair.com. That's BELAIRAUPAIR.com. And let your pet au pair be there for your pet when you can't be. Your pet au pair, doing it for the sits and wiggles. With your business, what do you actually travel around the country and do the designs for people?
And businesses? Can do this over Zoom and Google Photos. I can consult over Zoom. And again, this happened during the pandemic. I had someone contact me who lives in Dallas, and she said, Stephanie, I want to work with you. And I'm like, but you're in Dallas. And she's like, we'll figure it out. And we did. It's actually not that hard. And in a way, I figured out more from working with people remotely.
Okay.
Because one of the things I learned is that when you have people take photos of their own space,
Mhm.
they're doing a thing called framing, which forces you to notice things that your brain has been editing out.
Mm.
And when I would have people take pictures of their own space and upload them, we'd meet on Zoom.
Right.
I'd say, take me around your space, like show me through your laptop or your phone. And then I would have them take photos, upload the photos, and then we would talk about the photos. And I'd ask questions and I'd make recommendations. But just the act of them taking their own photos meant that they were starting to look more objectively, realize what they had been working around, editing out, and be able to see for themselves what needed to shift so that they could feel better. So I was teaching them how to assess their own environment using
Okay.
their own skills and not just going and say, "Oh, I'm the designer. I shall fix it for you." That's not my goal. My goal is to empower people
Right.
to create spaces that are going to be working better for them. So, yes, I consult all over the world virtually. I consult with companies and I do go into people's houses if you're, within probably 40 minutes to an hour of mine.
So
And that's really fun.
so
I will get
in other
super
words, not
hands-on.
here.
Well, I might make an exception for you, but I'd love
I bet you
yeah.
love it. I bet you love seeing like a new business or a new house with nothing in there. It's just a blank slate.
I don't.
No?
I don't. No, because the key is the people,
Right.
and the people have things that they are drawn to, and it's this five-dimensional jigsaw puzzle, which is the people, the space, the relationships, and what they want to happen in that space.
Okay.
So that alchemy, that mix of people and spaces is what's gonna what's gonna emerge out of that. Like, yes, I love a blank space. I'm like, well, okay, yes. What would I do here? Well, I could do something great,
Right.
but it's not about me. I mean, I left that behind in the art world. It is not about me. It is about you. It is about who you are, and it's about me being able to see who you are. Like that's what comes into listening and tuning into the other person and figuring out what's going to make this space work for you. That is exciting to me.
What about as far as like a business though? Like, let's say I call you because Steph, I'm opening up a new business, a doctor's office. You hit
Yes.
Dr. Bennett. Okay, right. But I need some ideas. And of course, that's a brand new building, nothing there.
Yes. Oh, I can supply you with ideas.
Okay.
Absolutely, all day long.
Okay.
That is not the problem. It's the execution that
Right.
matters. As a business, that's everything.
All right. So
Yes.
after they do
Mhm.
the execution, do they contact you afterwards to show you? Because I know,
Hopefully, I'm always encouraging them to. I'm sending
yeah,
out emails every week. Send me your photos. I have clients that just will text me with
okay.
something that they've done, some change. They'll ask for advice about a color, but should I get this? Should I do that? What am I doing? I love that.
All right.
Yes, it's an ongoing process. What I'm doing is training people in a process that then can continue.
I always love feel good stories. So can you share either one or two or three or four or 20, it doesn't matter. Feel good stories of people that you've helped?
Oh man, what's my favorite? Okay, so about a year ago, I did an intervention for a amazing woman. This
Okay.
woman has had many lives where she did amazing things. She's worked for multiple presidential administrations.
Oh,
She's
wow.
in strategy. And I can't tell you more But when I would mention people that I admired, she's like, "Oh, I know him." And I'm like, "What? How do you know this person?" She's like, "Oh, yeah, no, I did an intensive with him, you know, 20 years ago." I'm like, wow, okay. This woman is amazing. And she has had her share of reversals, as we all do.
Mm-hmm.
So she had a divorce from a scammer who
Oh,
got away with her money. Then she had a
mm,
business which was almost sent into bankruptcy by an employee who was intentionally sabotaging her, which she did not
oh my
catch.
God.
She had to move a couple times during the pandemic because of untenable situations, people smoking and it was in the city, so she couldn't get away. So she ended up having to move into a much smaller place and rebuild her life, her finances, her business. And she was in a small condo working, 7 days a week, 14-hour days.
Right.
And through video, she looked great. She looked professional, et cetera. You couldn't tell. And she's like, and I was like, oh, she doesn't need me. She's like, Steph, I think I need some help with my space. Well, I walk in and I immediately start moving things around. Like psychologically, she had created a space for herself, which is like, I am trapped. I am on the verge of despair. Like I must work all of the time. Like, it was just the walls were closing in.
Mm-hmm.
And she had all of these powerful pieces of art tucked away, like stuck in corners, in closets.
Wow.
And there was prefab office furniture, and there was art that was there, but you couldn't really perceive the art, and all the furniture was crowded around to make a good zoom background, but it was claustrophobic. All I did, I was like, okay, we're gonna rearrange this condo right now. We
Right.
rearranged the whole place. I pulled a lot of the art out. I put the art in places where it was going to resonate. I mean, I've run 2 galleries. I'm an artist. I'm like, you need to put this here. You need to put this here. You need to move
Yeah.
this around. Pulled out, she had a collection of antique quilts, pulled out the quilts, started rearranging them, started hanging them, rearranged the furniture, created much more space, um, rearranged the rugs into, did things with color. And then I suggested 2 accent walls. We had an accent wall in her office, which was the blue. I had an accent wall in her bedroom, which was a deep rose color. That was it. We did not spend a penny except on paint. She called me up in tears. She said, Stephanie, you have helped me more in 3 hours than 5 years of therapy. I cannot
Wow.
express what you have done. It changed. She went to a meeting the next day on Zoom. She was able to set a boundary she hadn't been able to set with someone who was not treating her properly. This is a
Right.
powerful woman, but she had been hiding her power. And I pulled the power physically and just arranged her space so that she could feel her own power. And it was transformative.
Mm. And have you talked to her recently?
Oh, all the time. Yes.
Doing a
Yeah,
lot,
I've
doing a
been
lot
back
better
there
now.
recently. Yes. Oh, yeah. We're actually pretty close now.
Okay. All
Yeah.
right.
I mean, and think it's always a process. There are always ups and downs,
Yeah.
but when you have that, when your space is telling you that you're a powerful person,
Uh-huh.
it's easier to roll with the things that life throws at you. When your space is telling you who you are, you're at home. You have you're safe, you have resources. We all need that.
Have you worked with any hoarders at all?
Hmm.
Uh-oh.
I don't I refer those people. I have a friend who cleans out hoarder houses.
Okay.
That's a heavier lift than I can really do. I would consult with the people.
Right.
It is a process. I think that you do have to have a lot of motivation
Yeah.
because that's a pretty deep that's like a lot of trauma in the brain that's been stored, and it's you're protecting yourself with all of this stuff. You have to really want to heal.
Mhm.
People who I work with self-select, they come to me,
Okay.
and it's a collaboration. I cannot go and fix people. I learned that as a massage therapist. You can't fix anyone. Everything is collaborative. You can't sneak heal people. You can't just go in and rearrange their tissue and then they get up and no, that doesn't work. They have to be signed up for the
I always thought
process.
I was unfixable.
You are perfect as you are.
Oh, it all depends on who you ask.
Perfectly imperfect as you are.
Yeah. Somebody was wearing a shirt that said that the other day too. I was like, I loved it. You do speaking as well, right?
I do. Yes.
And when did you start
Yeah.
that?
It's hard to pinpoint a date. I think I probably gave my first talk in maybe 2014.
Oh, wow.
But I've started doing it more intentionally.
Okay.
Yeah, I spoke at a design studio in 2019, and that was kind of like the start of the TED Talk. I haven't actually done a TED Talk, but I do now. Yes, yeah. But I do have some signature talks, and I'm constantly tailoring talks to the audience. So I
Okay.
will be speaking at a conference on neurodiversity and innovation in October in Baltimore.
Oh, really?
Yes, I'll be near you.
When in October?
October 24th and 25th, I do
At the
believe.
convention center?
I think so. Yes. I
Okay.
just got accepted. I have to like look more
It's
deeply
only
into
14 miles. That's only 14 miles
Okay.
south of here. Just saying. That's
Oh, well,
that's
I might
between here and Philadelphia.
well, I will let you know when I'm there, and maybe
We'll do that bourbon
some bourbon.
podcast.
Yes.
We can record in person. I'll make sure I bring the bourbon and oh God, that could the 24th and 25th. Oh, that's a Friday and Saturday.
Is it? I think it's a Thursday and
Yeah.
Friday, so it might be 23rd and 24th. It's at
All right, 23rd and 24th. That's because weekdays easier.
Yeah, I think there's a Thursday in there somewhere. Thursday nights are always a good day. Good.
All right, I'm looking at your website here. I have a question for you.
Yes, indeed.
And this
Ask
is
away.
believe me, I'm going to, because I always like to ask people, especially that have been through some rough things like you have, what they do to help with their mental health. You do yoga, don't you?
I do yoga.
And meditate, don't you?
I meditate. I swim.
Okay.
I bike. I dance.
Wait a minute. What? Like, the yoga and meditation, I figured, but you dance? What kind of dance?
Oh, I did ballet from the ages of 5 to 17.
No,
I do
come
not do that
on.
anymore. No,
Oh.
I do not do that anymore. Anything that I can do. I deal with chronic ankle issues.
Oh.
So a lot of what I would like to do is not physically possible, which is why I do the swimming and the biking. It doesn't put a lot of strain on your ankles. But when I'm able, you heard of ecstatic dance? Ecstatic dance. Yes, it's a bunch of smelly hippies getting together and rolling around on the floor.
Oh, God. No, I'm going to have to look that up now.
Yeah, no, you can go to an ecstatic dance pretty much anywhere in the world. You can find ecstatic dance playlists on Mixcloud. Basically, you get a great DJ, you get an amazing space, you get some some lights, and then everyone just gets in there and just rolls around and rolls on top of each other and just, expresses themselves with their bodies. It
Just
is
don't have,
delightful.
just don't have the flickering lights, right?
No flickering.
Oh, when you said that, the only thing I could think of is Young Frankenstein. The movie. Oh, what was her name? Terry Garr.
Yes. That was
Rolling
hilarious.
in the hay. Not that kind of dancing, though.
No.
Well, I don't know. You say you're rolling on top of.
Well, no, it's called contact improvisation.
Huh?
You kind of lean on someone and they pick you up, and then you just
Oh,
no.
Oh, now I know what you're talking about. Okay,
Yeah.
what? No, see, if I tried that, the person I'm leaning on would purposely move it. I would fall on my ass.
Well, yeah, that has happened to me also. I've had people lean on me and then just knock me flat, like, because I just couldn't support their weight. It can be unintentionally comic.
So, in other words, what you're trying to tell me, Steph, is that it's a slow-moving mosh pit.
Yes, that's exactly what it is. Very, very well stated.
Oh, God. Oh, wow. That hurt my head. Oh, okay. So, something very important. Tell everybody the website.
Practicalsanctuary.com.
That's easy.
You got to spell the word practical and you got to spell the word sanctuary. Maybe I could have picked a slightly easier thing to say.
Well, no, you just click on Google on your phone, hit the microphone, and say practical sanctuary. Yeah,
right?
practicalsanctuary.com. Wow, never mind. Don't listen to me, people, because I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. Listen to what Stephanie said, practicalsanctuary.com. All right, so before I get to my last question, is there anything you would like to add besides the bourbon sitting behind you? I'm joking. No, there's no bourbon sitting behind her, people.
Drink on the job, unless it's a requirement. Wait, what's in that thermos? What's in that thermos, Rich?
I don't drink on the job. This is water.
Okay.
This is water.
Bubba water.
Oh, it is Bubba. That's the brand. Yeah, because I use this, and my niece got me one of those Yeti mugs.
Ooh.
Or whatever.
Yeah.
And so I washed that. I try to drink at least a gallon a day.
Wow.
Yeah.
You're very well hydrated.
Well, I started. So at one point I was up to 300 pounds. Yeah.
Goodness.
And my older brother was diagnosed with diabetes, and then my sister got it, then my younger brother. And my back was always killing me. So I started doing DDP yoga. I lost 50 pounds.
Uh-huh.
Then one day I was going into downward dog and my back locked up. Yeah.
Ooh.
And I stopped doing yoga and I started putting the weight back on. And back in January, I guess, or not January, last June or July, because I go to my doctor, once a year, check up, get all the blood work done because of diabetes. Plus, I was stationed down at Camp Lejeune, North Carolina, that famous French water. And he contacted me, said my A1C was high. And he said, basically, he told me I needed to go on a low-calorie diet. Of course, I'm like, what the hell's a low-calorie diet? He's like, keep calories. No. So I found this app called Noom.
Oh,
and insurance covers it. And I've been doing that. And since I started that, now I'm down to 235.
Wow. How do you feel?
I feel awesome. I do. I feel awesome. And now the holidays come December, that's going to be the challenge because I'm a professional Santa Claus.
Oh,
that's
you need some extra padding this time. Yes.
I am. Usually, I always wear a fake belly, but I think I might have to actually get a fat suit.
Yeah.
Because the pants and everything.
Yeah.
And
Too big.
it's too expensive to buy new Santa suits. Those things aren't cheap. I mean, you can get cheap ones, but I don't get the cheap ones. That's why I'm growing the mustache like this. I shave everything off right after Christmas, but I want a handlebar this year.
Okay.
So June 1st, I'll start growing the beard in.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. How in the hell did we get? Oh, you asked me what was in my bottle that I was drinking. Yeah. That's right.
So you're drinking a lot of the water really helps you sort of self-monitor.
Yeah. Well, I've always been a big fan of water. I mean, in all honesty, water's my favorite drink, not bourbon. Water.
All right.
Yeah, and
do better.
I always loved it. Don't drink alcohol as much as I used to. Thank God.
Yeah.
Of course, I haven't started barbecuing this season.
Drinking buddies now have new livers.
Oh, it's
not.
It's scary. I mean, I was just talking to somebody else I had on the podcast before you came on. I was recording with, and I'm surprised I am still here today because of all when I was working in the nightclubs. It was to the point where I always say I was drinking myself sober.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not a good.
And all the others.
Particularly not with diabetes. Like that'll destroy.
Well, good thing is my A1C, I am no longer pre-diabetic. My A1C is back down.
Good for you.
So every time I hit a goal, the new map will ask you, do you want to set a new goal or do you want to sustain? It's like, because my goal was to get down to 250. I hit 250. It's like, well, let me go to 245. Hit 240. I said,
wow, that's amazing.
Then I said, if I get down to 230, something in my mind is saying maybe I can get back to my weight when I got out of the Marine Corps and I was dancing, and that was like between 210 and 220.
Okay.
So we'll see.
Let's see how
now
that
I just got to build my muscle back up. So
well, weights.
Yeah.
Weights and protein.
What was I? God, I forgot what that's right. That's good. Before I got to my last question, I was going to ask you, is there anything you would like to add? Bottle stay to the side.
What I have to add is that you don't need money to have an amazing space. You have everything you need already. It might just take a little rearranging. I need to say that because people think of interior design as a luxury.
Yeah.
And interior designers market to rich people, and they market to sell a lot of stuff at a markup.
Yeah.
The whole system is about that. It's about creating beautiful renderings, and you do this whole room with all the furnishings and the finishes and the extras and all the accessories and things, and you just sell this beautiful image, and everything has a price tag and everything has a markup. It is not what I do. I work with you, and people hire me for interior design. I'm almost talking them out of buying more things than I'm talking them into.
Right.
Because that's where I come from. I got my furniture out of dumpsters for decades. You take what you have and you make the most of it.
That's where some of your greatest treasures are found.
Yes, absolutely. Dumpsters, thrift stores, the sidewalk.
You're right.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's really about appreciating yourself.
Yeah.
And going back to what your own body is telling you, your own emotions are telling you, and then building from that. That is where the power comes from. And that is my mission, is to empower people to be more themselves and to appreciate their own superpowers.
See, now you're giving me encouragement. And this weekend, for those of you listening, we're recording on May 9th. So this weekend, except for Sunday, because Sunday's Mother's Day, so I won't do it on Mother's Day. Behind the green curtain, I'm going to get back to framing. I'm gonna finish this room. It's been too long.
Yes, it has. You're a professional. You deserve a professional room.
Well, I want a studio, but I mean that's
studio. You want well, you have a studio.
No. I want a 200
Yeah.
square foot shed in my yard that'll be a studio with the beer. I mean the water cooler. The TV and everything else. So that way, when people come for a recording, we're right there. They can have refreshments. I have a funny feeling I may have to put a bed in there too because I'll probably end up sleeping.
That sounds perfect.
Oh, God. All right. So for my last question, are you ready for this?
As ready as I'll ever be, Rich.
I don't know. Actually, I got two questions.
I'm scared.
2 questions.
Yeah.
Any plans on, and because I mentioned the starving artist thing before, any plans on painting again? And because you see, at least down here, you see art shows all the time for, where with local artists, you see, I hope I pronounce it right, like the plein air thing.
Yeah.
So any plans on doing that again?
No.
No?
No
All right,
plans.
then let me ask you this.
No.
Can people buy your art? Do you still have your old art?
I have a basement full of art. I do. If anyone wants to see it, call me up. I really get more joy now out of collaborating to create amazing spaces. I really, really do.
Boy, I'm having more than two questions then. Well, with since you have all your old art and with you creating spaces, what your art is, what it can do, how it can help people.
Yeah.
Has any of your art gone to any spaces where you've helped them?
It has.
Really?
I have done commissioned murals for clients, which is
Murals?
a collaborative. Yes. So no, yeah, that's a collaborative process too. I mean, my massage clients saw my art and said, "Hey, I want you to do something in my space." And I said,
"Okay,
I don't do that anymore." And they said, "Oh, I'll write you a check." And I'm like, "Okay. I'll do that." Yes, great. And I love doing murals because you don't have to carry it anywhere.
Yeah.
It's just right there, and it's almost like dancing. It's about the relationship with the color and the form and the space and the light, and it's transforming the entire environment. It's like it's charging the environment. I think the reason I don't really want to make paintings as objects anymore is that what I have always wanted to do is create transformative environments.
Okay.
And it is so much more satisfying to have control over all of the environment than try to fit it all in a rectangle. That I don't want to go back to doing that anymore. I want more scope. And I also
makes sense.
Making art is a lonely process. I want to collaborate with people now. There's so many brilliant people out there, architects, designers, other artists, community organizers, healers, and there's this thing called an integrative design process where you come together and you brainstorm what the project can be. There's a brainstorming process called a charrette. I recently did a proposal to collaborate on a veteran center in the Virgin Islands.
Wow.
And I as I was doing this proposal, it's like, if we can bring all of the stakeholders together, we bring veterans and the locals and local artists and the engineers and the architects and come together and say, imagine what this could be. What problems can we solve together? Problems like, Virgin Islands is hurricanes and there's limited resources because it's an island. What can we do together that's going to use all these resources to their best effect and solve? How many problems can we solve? And we have to do this together. It's like, I don't want to be just sitting here by myself doing this thing. I want to come together with other people and collaborate to solve problems. Like it's a synergistic, together we are more than we are apart.
Yes.
That's what I want to do. I've spent 25 years of my life alone in a studio making these objects. I'm done with that. I learned what I had to learn. I want my future to be more connected.
Makes sense. I love that. It's one of the things I love about the one town down here, Havre de Grace. You'll see a lot of artists will get together and they'll paint the murals on the buildings there.
Mm-hmm.
And they're recapturing the history of Havre de Grace. Another friend of mine, Sean Fortin, he travels the country doing murals. Him and another buddy of his, and it's just it's amazing. And the funny thing is, a lot of people would say, murals on the outside of a building. Oh no, it's just graffiti. No, it's not. No,
Philly,
there's a difference
between
graffiti
to Philly, Rich.
and
it's full of murals.
Yeah,
we're known for our murals.
Yeah, you're seeing it down here.
They're painting one around the corner for me. It's stunning.
I'll get up there. All right. So, what is the next big thing for Stephanie Jackson?
It's my book coming out September 2025, The Eccentric Genius Habitat Intervention, Interior Design for Highly Sensitive People. It is a manifesto and a how-to guide for understanding your own brain, your own nervous system, and tuning your space to your own needs.
Is there going to be a pre-order for that?
There may be. Check out my website, practicalsanctuary.com.
I was going to say, if there is, let me know, because one of the things on my other website, on my Good News website, one of the things that I'm doing for my features of the week, I also feature a book of the week.
Oh, wow.
And so a lot of my guests, what I started doing is featuring their book as well.
Well, I will be sending you a copy.
Oh, well, thank you.
That would be.
You can always just bring it down in October. I'm just saying.
I'll have a trunk of books. I'll be speaking at a conference. I will definitely have some books with me.
Yeah, well, you gotta get that bourbon. Just saying.
Special occasion. Bourbon is not for every day anymore.
Well, yeah. Oh, I know that.
Once every
blue moon.
Yeah.
Well, no, blue moon's too. Never mind. Stephanie, thanks so much.
Thank you so much, Rich. This has been so much fun.
Thank you for listening to Conversations with Rich Bennett. I hope you enjoyed today's episode and learned something from it as I did. If you'd like to hear more conversations like this, be sure to subscribe to the podcast so you never miss an episode. And if you have a moment, I'd love it if you could leave a review. It helps us reach more listeners and share more incredible stories. Don't forget to connect with us on social media or visit our website at conversationswithrichbennett.com for updates, giveaways, and more. Until next time, take care, be kind, and keep the conversations going. It takes a lot to put a podcast together, and my sponsors help out a lot, but I also have some supporters that actually help me when it comes to the editing software, the hosting, and so forth. There's a lot that goes into putting this together. So I want to thank them. And if you can, please visit their websites, visit their businesses, support them however you can. So please visit the following: Real Life Prosthetics, cutting edge solutions, restoring ability since 2001. Go to reallifeprosthetics.com. Full Circle Boards. Nobody does charcuterie like Full Circle Boards. Visit them at fullcircleboards.com. Sincerely Sawyer Photography. Live in the moment. They'll capture it. Visit them at sincerelysawyer.com.